All right, the Mueller report. So today, let's go through a couple things, folks. There's going to be two committees. So let me tell you what's going to happen and put it together. Now, number one, it is not the Mueller report. We keep saying that, okay? The report actually is owned by you, the American people, number one, and it belongs to the Department of Justice. Now, the corrupt, what do I call them? I'll have it here in a second. I call them what was the hashtag I put out there? Hashtag the corrupt corporate media. The corporate corrupt media. So the corporate corrupt media, okay, has spun a narrative wanting to sell the Mueller report to the American people. And what they want to do, although this case is closed, it's finished, and nothing was found, and it's a total hoax, and it was an attempt to remove the President of the United States, and it failed. But if you'll take a minute, and I ask liberals out there, why can't you just take a minute and tell the truth? That's the only thing I want. And you're all going to go nuts over, oh, you gloss over Donald Trump said this, and you gloss over Donald. No, I don't. I understand. But the Department of Justice, this is how this works, appointed a special counsel, gave them parameters of what they wanted reviewed and investigated, asked them to assemble a report and return the report to them. All right, and I'm just saying this so you understand, because this truth will not get out. It will not get out anywhere. The Department of Justice under Jeff Sessions, you do understand the report was complete, not under Attorney General Barr, okay? Under Jeff Sessions, which recused himself. He was the Department of Justice Attorney General. He recused himself. He put his assistant Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, as I call him, in charge of this counsel report. The Justice Department, as boring as this is, I want to get this out because we're not going to break away from the Mueller report. I know what they're doing, and we'll talk about it. The Justice Department, the Department of Justice, then appropriated office space, appropriated a budget. When every month Mueller sent his bills up to the DOJ, they cut the checks out of the DOJ budget, mailed them to the attorneys, working investigators, whoever they are, that was working in the special counsel's department. Bills were paid by the DOJ. DOJ appointed Mueller. Mueller investigated under the guidelines of the DOJ, and then Mueller turned in his findings. All right, we keep calling it the Mueller report, okay? Maybe you may say the Starr report. I get it. But I want to be clear with the American people. He turned in his findings to the Department of Justice. They're not his. What would I say, Josh? Am I wrong? Is the Mueller report is possessive, right? And every time you hear, and that's why they do it on purpose. There's not a corrupt deep state media outlet that has sat down and told you it's the Department of Justice report. No, it's the Mueller report, they say. Now, let's go to number one, Josh. And thank you for clearing everything out, all right? Now, Robert Mueller sent the Department of Justice a letter or a note and said, what guidelines would you like for me to adhere? Now, this is not a quote. I don't have it up. But what guidelines would you like for me to adhere during this testimony? And what did Attorney General William Barr say? Stay within the scope of the report. Don't venture off. Don't say, although this is written, I may feel that this they just didn't look right. They were shifty-eyed that day, but that's what they said. You don't need to do that. Stay on the scope of the report and move along. Now, these are all things I just want to tell you. I heard all of this morning. Okay? So there you go, CNN, Robert Mueller to testify before Congress. Now, at 5 a.m. this morning, they had already assembled their round table over at CNN, and they were bringing them in. I'm going to tell you something. They are treating this like a national holiday. And the reason I opened up with my little joke, how many Democrats called in sick today to sit home and watch this, because if you called in sick today to sit home and watch this, you are sick, period. Okay? Sorry, now everybody's like, oh my God, he's so insensitive. So there you go. There's the group at CNN, Robert Mueller to testify before Congress. And then let me get this one. There's one, and they've brought it here over at MSNBC, number 6. They brought in Bill Kristol. I mean, they're bringing in the big guns. If you hate Trump, first check on their guest list for CNN and the deep state, corporate, corrupt media. Do you hate Trump? If you checked yes, go to number 2. If you didn't check yes on hating Trump, there's no reason to finish the questionnaire, according to them. Okay, so over at MSNBC, number 6 there, they've brought in Bill Kristol. Oh, my God, it's coming soon. Today at 8:30 a.m., Mueller testifies. There's one I want to get to I hope I sent you, Josh. Let's see. Mueller, number 19 at 5 o'clock this morning. First thing, MSNBC, Mueller's testimony, hours away. All right. Now, I did not send it to you, but what you are hearing, okay, what you are hearing out there that we want to debunk this lie is the department. Let's go to, it doesn't say, I thought it said it, but it's okay. Let's go to number 1 just to have the Attorney General up. So, Mueller is a private citizen. But he sent over, okay, he sent over a memo or letter to the DOJ and said, hey, how you want me to go, how you want me to approach this? This guy, the Attorney General, says, hey, just stay within the parameters of the report, right? Now, there's a big uproar in the media, okay, knowing that Robert Mueller understood protocol. Now, I'm not going to take up for Mueller, but he understood, because although he is a private citizen today, he got his paycheck from the American people, came out of the Department of Justice, budget. Mueller does understand that all he did is create a report that belongs to the Department of Justice. Now, it does belong to the American people. You need to understand this is not Mueller's report. It's the Mueller report, very possessive, but it's not. It really, all of the bylines should read, Mueller to testify today on the DOJ Special Counsel report. That's what it should be called, DOJ Special Counsel report. He is Special Counsel. He did the report, belongs to the DOJ. Robert Mueller to testify today on the DOJ Special Counsel report. No, Mueller report. They want that in your brain. They never want that to stop. So what happens is the media's gone nuts and they've told everybody what? What did they tell everybody? Oh my God, Barr is trying to control Mueller. No. Mueller's a private citizen. He could say what he wants. Look what Sally Yates did. No, that's not what's happening here. Bob Barr, the Attorney General, said stay within the report. The reason that Mueller asked that question is Mueller knows that it's not actually his report. It belongs to the Department of Justice. And he is going to be reading, testifying, and being asked questions during his time as an employee of the Department of Justice. But they are spinning it a whole different way. How Bob Barr is trying to stop Robert Mueller from talking. All the above. For the liberals that may be watching and listening today, this is a total lie, okay? While your heads are spinning off about Donald Trump at a rally in Greenville, North Carolina, that some people chanted, "Send her back," why don't you take the time to realize, look at, investigate, review, read that this Mueller testimony today, and let's go back to let's go to number 7, and I'll explain this one. This is Robert Mueller. That this Mueller investigation is totally done over. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Why don't you put out the deep state, corporate, corrupt media? Why don't you put out that not one individual, they will roll the numbers. Look at how many people got indicted. Not one indictment, not one single indictment in this investigation. Paul Manafort, you name them. Not one indictment during this investigation came from the actual parameters of the investigation. Nobody's indicted, not one person, for collusion with the Russians during the 2016 campaign. Not one person is indicted in this campaign or this investigation for Russian interference into an election. Not one person is indicted during this surrounding the president for any kind of corruption pertaining to the election, pertaining to the Russians, pertaining to collusion and obstruction. Not one indictment. And we're going to tell you why they're doing this. We did it yesterday, but we're going to go a little over the top this morning on why this is happening today. Republicans, Mueller's investigation. 60% of Republicans from January to now think it was fair. Mueller was fair. 36% of Republicans think it's unfair. 22%. Why this poll? Because if they lie to you and tell you that 60% of Republicans today think that Mueller's investigation is fair, was conducted fairly, was above board, did not have an entire stack of attorneys that are totally never Trumpers, we'll talk about that today, then when Democrats move further with saying we have enough out of this, it was done fair, Republicans agree it's fair, we've seen enough out of this to move forward with the impeachment. All right, Democrats have to save face here. So let me just go with this one really quick. We're going to take a break. We're going to probably piece these segments together, Josh, okay? And we're not going to go over to the Mueller report that starts, or the Mueller testimony that starts in 30 minutes, but let's go over to number 5. With Mueller on tap, Don McGahn becomes next target for House Democrats. We're going to explain that. And CNN, they just don't get it, folks. I'll tell you what, CNN, if you're listening, I'll come down and run the show. We'll flip that baby right around. I'll have your ratings through the roof. I mean, I'll make it a powerhouse. Top network, overnight. Just like that. They don't get it. Who did they bring in this morning? Oh, my God. We'll go with this. CNN, they all doing the pregame. This is the damn Super Bowl to them, folks. This is the Super Bowl. National holiday for the deep state corporate corrupt media. Deep state corporate corrupt media. It's national holiday for them. Who does CNN bring in? Number 10. Now, I don't know. These are accusations. I could be wrong. It's my opinion. I wonder if Carl sobered up. It's my opinion. I wonder if he's curtailed his drinking habits. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't drink. But there's old Carl Bernstein. Look at that. 7:07 a.m. right out of the box. Man, we're bringing in the big guns. What do you expect to hear today, Carl? What questions will they ask? Watergate. Watergate. Yes, going for the impeachment. You think one day, I've said here that here's another one that they brought in. Number 12, CNN, 7:10. They put them on the same panel, folks. They're on the same panel. Robert Mueller to testify. John Dean. He's a CNN contributor now. John Dean. John Dean's a criminal. John Dean, right? White House counsel to Nixon, involved in the Watergate break-in. I think he was hoping that paperwork didn't implicate him in the DNC headquarters. Was this some prostitute ring or something? You ought to look a little closer at why John Dean was helping them. He wasn't just White House counsel. He was like, did you get the papers? Did you get the papers? Lord, we'll all be exposed. So this lowlife John Dean, they brought him in. Boy, they're getting all the big guns out right now. Let me see if I have the one picture I wanted. Maybe not. All right, we're going to take a break. And here you go, man. Mueller testimony number 19. Just hours away. Minutes now. We will not be breaking away. We're going to stay with this because we got to go to the next level of what the Democrats are trying to do with this day. And we'll explain it. I'm your host, BKP. Take a break. All right, we are back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, 8:30 this morning, 61 degrees. Show people how they can contact the show, Josh. Hey, right here. You can contact the show. There's the phone number, email address, and the social media way you can follow us. Now, it's 8:30. So what does that mean? Now, I'm not for sure. This is a simple one. Josh, maybe you can Google it for me. I'm not sure if Mueller is going before the House Judiciary Committee first and the Intelligence Committee in the afternoon. I'm not for sure. He's going to do two of them today. I'm not for sure if they all get 5 minutes to ask him questions. All right. And let's go with number 19. Put 19 up. Mueller testimony hours away. No, it is now. It's the moment they've all been waiting for. Okay. So Mueller's bringing a friend, a never-Trumper attorney that actually created the report because as it's been said on some other shows, I think Rush has said it many times, Mueller didn't write the report. Actually, Mueller doesn't know what's in it. It'd be nice if somebody asked him if he read the report. You know, every single... everybody that comes on any show whatsoever, have you read the report? Have you read the report? Have you read the report? I would like to have somebody say, hey, have you actually read the report? I'm serious. So he's bringing somebody on that has read the report, that has all the notes, and they will ask him questions, and you'll see him lean over, and some guy whisper, and then he'll say, I can only refer you to page 328. That's all I really can do. The bottom paragraph at 328. Could you read that for us, sir? Yes, I can read it. So anyhow, there you go. So that's what's happening here right now. All right, the Democrats put everything into this. there's a part, okay, let's use the face of the Democrat Party, number 22. All four of these young ladies, along with 90 more, we'll just say 94 voted for that crazy impeachment resolution on the floor, all right, 90, and all Democrats. But they have people, folks. They got a large, don't let them fool you. Nancy Pelosi is a nervous wreck. They have a large number that's ready to go with impeachment. And impeachment proceedings pay off for Trump. Even the Republicans, my opinion, even the Republicans that think, if it was 60%, Mueller didn't do a bad job with it. I mean, he didn't find anything. He didn't see anything. So obviously, boom, he didn't do a bad job. We're going to move on. See, what they're confusing that 60% of Republicans was, I would say a lot of Republicans say, hey, Mueller didn't do a bad job. We're done. It's over. Move on. They don't put that in there. Republicans say, there's nothing. So ask that question. Did Mueller find anything that you feel that the president is guilty of, should be charged crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors, and Republicans go up probably 90 in the high 90s or 88, 89%? No, nothing's there. So moving right along, you have the impeachment crowd. I mean, Tlaib Rashid has said we have to ratchet up impeachment. All four of these are yelling impeachment. Now, Ilhan Omar, don't forget, folks, once the investigations are done, she may not only be an illegal congresswoman, she may be in this country illegally. She may get sent back. Oh, absolutely. When the facts come in, this woman may not be in this country legally. She may not have obtained her asylum or her citizenship. She may have obtained both of them under false pretenses. So, anyhow, there you go. So they have put everything in that basket. And they're out there this morning, and they have to do this because, first of all, it's very simple. Very simple. Trump is either guilty or everything's a lie. Not a little bit, everything. Nothing. Let's put up the two evil ones on there. Number 9. Let's put them up real quick. Here's Joe and Minka this morning. Lawmakers prepare to question Robert Mueller. Did you find out which one he's going to first? All right, no problem. So, here's the thing. Mueller, the Democrats, everything's on it. Either everything they've said for 2 years is a lie, okay? I mean, they've not accepted every news cycle, Adam Schiff, Nadler, they all go on. The Fab Four, right there, the Fab Four, the Spice Girls, everything they say and do, they continue to run with the narrative that Russia did collude with the Trump campaign. They've never said there was no collusion. Everything they have said is the report proves obstruction. They've never backed off that. Not at all. They've got everything in this. This isn't all or nothing for them. Because they can't say the coup didn't work and walk away. They can't say we made an attempt and left. Because you and I know the truth that this is the greatest coup attempt on a president of the United States of America in our history. And they're all involved. The deep state corrupt corporate media is involved. The deep state is involved. Okay? Everyone, the intelligence community was involved. Everything they could do, they hung everything. There's nothing. I know I'm being redundant. Somebody out there says every once in a while, stop repeating yourself. But this one here, I want to just push home. Everything hangs on this. because this is an all or nothing. So what happens today is Adam Schiff has said that he will bring the report to life. Okay? Bring it to life. I said this yesterday. I want to focus on it one more time. Okay? Let me go with the big guns they brought in. Number 6, Trump rails against Mueller on eve of hearing. They've brought in Bill Kristol. Never Trumper. If you hate Trump, you check that off first question, but it says, those questionnaires to be on the show or be a contributor. If you said no to the first question, do not go any further. Yes. So House Judiciary is happening right now as we speak. That's the first one, Intelligence with Adam Schiffless this afternoon. So, all right. So anyhow, they want to bring it to life. Okay. Now, I told you this if you're watching. Democrats are going to praise Robert Mueller. Okay. Now, there's going to be pundits all day. When they go to break, they're going to run in like it's halftime. They're going to have a halftime report. I mean, they've got studios set up like you would not believe, like it's election night coverage. All right? So, the halftime report, they'll have guys like this. Let me get to Mueller. Don't go there yet. I know you're saying, well, wait a minute, what about the other guy with him? When you're going to talk about it? We'll get to that in a minute. All right? So here we go. Where's the one that has a picture of Mueller? I don't care. Just put him up. Find one of him. Mueller, any one I have. I can't figure out which one I have, where it's at. I had one earlier that you had put up. There you go. Number 19. All right, so what they're going to do today is they're going to praise, okay? Republicans are going to ask questions. They're going to praise, the Democrats are going to praise Mueller. He is going to be a hero. We're going to talk about him being a war hero, an FBI hero, an American hero, the true, this guy is the Captain America. They'll make him Captain America before the day's out. His military service as the FBI. This guy will be crowned. He will walk away with the Democrats. This guy will walk away with a red, white, and blue flag draped around his neck as Captain America. Just get ready. I've told you earlier, if you want to watch this garbage, they get 5 minutes. They'll do 3 minutes of praising him, how thorough. But then, why didn't you question the president? And every round table, the question we're wanting to hear, this is what I was hearing on CNN and all of them. It was no different. Go to number 20, number 2. All right, CNN, and they're all asking each other. The question we're wanting to hear answered by Mueller: why did you not question the president? Direct. Why did you accept him sending in written answers? And that's what they're going to go for that. And then they're going to say, did you clear the president of the United States of total collusion with Russia and his is this report a clear vindication? The president, here is somebody. Let's go to that website. Now stay with me. This is the Judiciary Committee. This is where he's at right now. So I want you to get a look. Josh, put the Judiciary Committee website up. Now, look to the left. We couldn't take every picture. There's your House Judiciary Committee. Look to the left. There's the chair, Bullfrog Nadler. Vice Chair, Mary Gay Scalone. I think that's Scalone, whatever. Pennsylvania. Going down. There's your Democrat members. Sheila Jackson Lee. Now, can you not wait for Hank Johnson to get his 5 minutes? And then you got Steve Cohen over there. Wait a minute. Isn't Cohen the bucket of chicken guy? They brought a bucket of KFC there. It was eating his chicken because somebody was chicken to testify. These are whack jobs. Our liberal viewers, this is my definition of whack jobs. Okay, going down a little bit. Okay, there you go. Eric! Will Eric be there today from California? He was a front runner in the Democrat presidential campaign, and he dropped out. Why, is this the guy that asked Joe Biden to hand the torch to him? And then you got David Cicilline from Rhode Island, a real jackass. Have you ever heard Cicilline? And Ted Lieu from California, why, he'll be there. And there's the guy that uses, there's Jamie Raskin. I like Jamie Raskin. Look, Jamie, I don't really like you, but I like when I see you on TV because, look, you're over 60. Don't you love those guys that try to pull that look off that I'm still in, you're over 60, dude. That, the Grecian formula and the whatever, Jerry curl or whatever. How racist is that? Did I just say that you got going on? So anyhow, going down. There you go. There's the House Judiciary Committee. We keep rolling. There's Lucy McBath from Georgia. All right, there you go. There they are. Now let's go down to the ranking members real quick. There's Congressman Doug Collins. All right, now I like going down. I like all these guys. Louis Gohmert. And there's Jim Jordan going down. Okay. Matt, what's Matt's name? I can't see from Gaetz. Getz, yeah, Matt Getz from Florida. Love the guy going down. But that is the ranking members. They're the minority. So there you go. So let's go back up to Democrats really quick. So you're going to have some of these grandstanders that are going to be asking Robert Mueller, hey, high crimes and misdemeanors. Hey, do you think Mr. Mueller, a president, can be indicted after he leaves office? Do you think a sitting president? Now, they're going to ask the questions, so Mueller won't answer these, but they're going to ask them. Do you think some of these people are going to ask, did you vindicate the president? Why, that's all we hear is the president saying you vindicated him 100% in this report. Would you consider this report a vindication? Or here's the questions, do you consider that this report that you handed us is the guideline to go further? Did you hand us this report going down there, Sheila Jackson Lee or somebody, or let's say Kentucky Fried Chicken man there, Steve Cohen. Did you hand us this report knowing that this committee should move forward with impeachment? Was this your intent? You're going to hear everything today from them. Mueller's not going to answer hardly any questions directly unless he goes rogue. He is a private citizen. He should not. He should stick to the book. But unless he goes rogue, he's not going to answer any of these questions. But they are going to take their day, right, and vindicate themselves because it's all or nothing. They either totally lied and they're going to do everything to paint a picture to the American people. They must continue this. Don McGahn we must continue this. We can't let this go any further. Now let's go on down here. We're going to have Doug Collins up, the bat. There is the crazies of the left. For my liberal viewers, they're crazy as hell. Going down. All right, Doug Collins, Georgia, up a little bit, okay? He is the guy also that I say that when Republicans win back the House, Collins gets it. Let me say this, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I lead the league in going out on a limb. This congressman, newly elected, this is his third term, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's his fourth. If it is, it's my age that's going up. But this congressman, newly elected, went up to the Congress under Paul Ryan. We know how that Congress operated. We do. We know what Paul Ryan did. And you either towed the party line or bucked the system if you wanted to move up and really get the agenda you went to Washington to do. So if you went to Washington and you say you're a fiscal conservative and you want to beat everybody over the head, you went to Washington, you got nowhere. Now, I'm not upholding omnibus bills. But Collins knew, because there's something in my heart that says Collins says we shouldn't be spending all this money. But Collins knew when he got to Washington, he had to maneuver through the current of garbage that flows downhill to be the ranking member today. Now, he possibly would have liked to have been the majority member or the chair of this committee, but he's the ranking member, Congressman Doug Collins. My prediction or my hope is if the Republicans take back the House of Representatives, he is Speaker of the House. Absolutely. Not Kevin McCarthy. I hope he makes a run. Anyhow, Collins, can't wait to hear him today. Hey, Bobby boy, Bobby. I mean, come on, Bobby. Bobby, you know you got nothing. Collins will be on fire today. And I'm not knocking any of the Republicans. Go down. Louis Gohmert will be on fire today. Jim Jordan will be on fire today. Matt Gaetz will be on fire today. I mean, there's a lot of Republicans. They will be on fire today. You're going to hear crazy to the left, to the right. You're going to hear some very focused. I'd like to hear one of these Republicans say, you know, you found, I would like to hear the council say, and we're going to get off this and move along, but you know what? You found all of these people that you've indicted. Here's what I want to hear Republicans say. Mr. Chairman, go up to Collins, okay, where I can get Collins and Jim Jordan and them on one shot. And Louis Gohmert, what I'd like to hear say, Special Counsel Mueller, during your investigation, you did come up on other crimes, and your mandate is that you can't overlook other crimes. Now, this is the question I want. If you've waited all this time here, your mandate is you're not to overlook other crimes. So you feel there were 8 or 9 other people that committed crimes, and you've indicted them. You have some people in prison today that through this investigation, you did not overlook what you felt were crimes, and they are in prison today on things that are no direct connection whatsoever to your scope of work, but your mandate's not to just bypass a crime. That being said, how did you take these individuals and indict them and charge them when it did not have anything to do with your scope of work, but you did not bump into Peter Strzok? You did not bump into Nellie Orr? You did not bump into the FISA court warrants that said they were spying on the Trump campaign? You bumped into nothing. I want one of these guys today to say, can you not tell me how you bumped into nothing over here? Nothing at all. Because your mandate says, stay focused on this investigation. Stay right here. Come back to me. Stay focused. Your mandate says stay focused. Right here. Stay in this circle. But you cannot overlook a crime. You just, as law enforcement, you can't say, well, I'm investigating, but look at this over here. Well, let's forget about that, because if you see a crime, it's a crime. So here's the one question I want from Republicans today. Hey, you found these people over here out of the scope, because none of these people, Paul Manafort, none of them, Papadopoulos, you name it, not one of these people are indicted or jailed or convicted or jailed for Russian collusion, obstruction, Russian corruption in the campaign. Nothing over here. Michael Cohen, folks. The 10 counts or 8 counts off the top of my head. 6 of those accounts are because he's in prison today because of corruption through his little taxi business. And the other 2, they're bogus when they say campaign contributions. But look, Michael Cohen is a liar, a convicted liar to Congress, and he's in prison today not for anything connected to Trump and this investigation. But they found all these other crimes. Paul Manafort. I want a question from Republicans today to say, hey, how did you just bump into these crimes? But nothing over here. Nothing. I mean, throughout your investigation, you got nothing. The FISA court, Nellie, Hillary Clinton, any of the above. You do know Seth Rich is dead. What? I'm just saying. Nothing. You couldn't find a couple pedophiles over here on the left? Did you notice that Epstein's case is standing on its own merits and was not accidentally found over here? Now, I know you're going to say, well, that's not what happened. These people kept pounding and pounding, and that newspaper down in Miami. Let me tell you something. I think Mueller could have bumped into a couple pedophiles over on the left while he was bumping into Michael Cohen and Paul Manafort over here on the right. Let's go there. That's the question I want to know. We're going to come back, one more segment on this. We're staying on this. And then we're going to talk about the new face of the Democrat Party in Georgia, Erica Thomas. Take us a break. We're back today, and today is a national holiday in America. It's the Mueller Report on Capitol Hill. The deep state corrupt corporate media, how have I been saying that? They're loving it. Oh my God, they've called in the big guns. So we're going to do one more segment. Mueller's up on Capitol Hill. I don't even want to talk about the never-Trumper that's with him. He is going to be sworn in. We'll go there in a minute. First, how do you get in touch with this show? There you go. There you go. Get in touch with the show, 706-889-9700. And there you go, chief@fetchernews.com. And there are all the social media ways you can follow the show. Now, they brought in CNN, and they're going to have them all day. They're going to do play-by-play on this. Let me just run it by you. MSNBC has all the big time. They brought in the big guns for this day. Number 6, Bill Kristol is in there. He is going to break this hearing down. All right. There's no way Kristol says we can give Trump a second term. Just can't happen. Number 8, there's Minka the Muskrat. Trump rails against Mueller on eve of hearing. There you go, Kristol. They're just smiling. There is number 9, Minka and Joe, Muskrat Love, Muskrat Susie, and Muskrat Sam. Lawmakers prepare to question Robert Mueller. And CNN has gone for the big guns. I mean, you know what? I know this is not nice, but if you're going to go to Watergate, and you're going to have a green room full of wheelchairs so you can wheel these old coots around. I mean, I know, like, that was mean. That was very insensitive. You're going to be old one day. Damn it, okay. If I get to where you got to wheel my ass around, just say, look, I got to go wheel BKP's ass around. It's facts of life. Anyhow, they brought in number 10. They got the wheelchairs over at CNN. They're bringing in the old dogs. They're bringing in professionals. Carl Bernstein, we hope he's sobered up enough for this segment. I know, don't go there. Just, it's my opinion. Then they brought in John Dean, number 11. Do your research, okay? No, that's not 11. Let's go to 12. 12 has his name there. He's a contributor. Okay, they brought him. What will we hear today? Now, you were under the hot seat for 3 days, 3 or 6 days or whatever. What are we going to hear? So they brought in John Dean. Do your research before you libtards, okay, start screaming at me, all right, that I'm upholding a racist. Do your homework, okay? And make sure you really look at who John Dean is and why they broke into the DNC headquarters that night. Not to steal opposition research on Nixon. Nixon was going to kick anybody's ass he ran against. Opposition, they broke in to find the stuff on them that the DNC, I think I might have had, opposition research. Not to find, what I'm saying is, they didn't break in to see what direction, not like they knew. They knew the Democrats had the goods on a bunch of these low-life pieces of garbage that they would break. They knew Nixon was going to kick anybody's ass he ran against, and they wanted to make sure that, the prostitute list didn't come out and their names on it. I'm just saying that nicely, okay? So today we have, and they want to lead to, they want to end with, now let's go to number 15. Mueller makes last-minute request for aide to appear with him during his testimony. However, an aide for the House Intelligence Committee told NBC News Tuesday evening that Zebeli will be sworn in for the hearing. Now, this guy is an ever-Trumper, but he wrote the report. The reason it was last minute, my opinion is Mueller and the team knew, okay? They knew that if they come out 2 weeks ago and said the real author of the report is going to join me, it would have had 2 weeks of TV spin on both sides, right and the left, and who he is and how he's no good. Mueller knows he's no good, this guy is that's going to sit next to him today. Mueller knows this guy hates Trump. Mueller knows what happened, but Mueller did not write the report. You keep getting confused. He didn't write the report. This guy did, all right? For the first hearing, number 16, for the first hearing, Zebeli will sit alongside Mueller as his counsel, according to Judiciary Committee spokesman. So the first one, he's going to sit beside him. And he's going to whisper, Mueller's going to go like this, and he's going to whisper, he's going to tell Mueller what to say. Now, in the House Intelligence Committee, that's shiftless, they're going to swear him in. So they can actually question him in the Intelligence Committee, all right? But if they'd have done it 2 weeks ago, folks, if they had thrown the curve 2 weeks ago, right, then you know what? You would have had 2 weeks to blow this up, and Mueller didn't want to do that. Mueller just wants to bring him in and do his thing. Now, they want to go after next. It's all or nothing today. And they're not going to admit. So if you're sitting at home and you are the Republican that thinks they're going to admit today, and we're going to find out today, there's nothing else to do. You are so wrong. Okay? The Democrats are going to end the day, and the corporate corrupt media is going to help run the narrative that we heard so much from Mueller that we have to go forward. We have to impeach. Now, Don McGahn, number 4. With Mueller on tap, Don McGahn becomes the next target for the House Democrats. And number 5, there's McGahn, right? And they want him. They're going to file a lawsuit, and they're going to do anything they can to drag him in next, okay? Because remember, Don McGahn has 30 hours of testimony. I think it was 30 uncut hours of testimony in this report. So they're also going to use Mueller for, there's so many things there they're going to use Mueller and what they claim that proves why McGahn must be next. So it's all or nothing. Mueller, it's books on tape. Mueller will talk, so they'll have those sound bites. Okay? They will talk, so they'll have their sound bites. Republican sound bites will not make it through the media. All right? Will not make it through the media, period. And that being said, Don McGahn has to be next. Today will be their reason why they have to go forward, because they will not come out and say, we have nothing and this proves it. We just need to hear from Mueller. Okay, I'm going to take a little break because I want to get off this, because Mueller, enough of Mueller, all right? We know we got to talk about it tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. I want to come back and talk about Erica Thomas, and you're going to wonder why I'm making a big deal over it. But if you know me, I like to study the media. I like to see the hypocrisy of these people, and we want to look at Erica Thomas on the other side and why she should resign today, immediately, as minority Georgia House member. Take us a break.